I'm Robrad78.
And I'm Fidget 1185.
And welcome to our Couples Therapy.
Welcome back to Couples Therapy, where we talk about this, that, and the other thing.
And if you're new to the channel, welcome. So, since we last talked, we have watched The Elimination Chamber. And just wanted to talk about it because wrestling is a big, important part of our life. And John Cena had a big, major heel turn. Kind of crazy. Hasn't been a heel in like 20 years. So I know Fidget's still newer to wrestling, but was that still kind of a shock to you?
Yeah, and I still don't really understand why. I mean, he's on his retirement tour, so why now? I guess it's one of those things that I don't understand. I know obviously they're doing it for a reason because they do everything in wrestling for a reason.
I feel like it's more of a passing of the torch thing. Like, if he goes heel, then people won't glaze him over as much as they'll be like, okay, now we can get behind this next person. Because, like, if he stays heel, then, or if he stays face and he ends his career, as the greatest of all time face, then people are going to be like, yeah, wrestling's good, but it wasn't as good as when John Cena was there. So I think he's trying to put other people over in the face part of it, so that way when he's gone, people will still be like, okay, yep, I can watch this now. But I thought it was a great heel turn. Very interesting. It was kind of funny because me and my friend were watching it, and the whole time we're watching, we're like, whoever wins the Elimination Chamber is obviously going to be the one that The Rock takes their soul. Because the whole time The Rock was talking about how he wants Cody Rhodes' soul, and we knew that, Cody Rhodes obviously is not going to do that, but whoever wins the Elimination Chamber is going to do that. And, we were thinking Drew McIntyre, because when Drew McIntyre re-signed with WWE, he didn't take a picture with Triple H like they normally do. He took a picture with The Rock. So we're like, oh, okay, well, there's little footnotes there.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah, and then a lot of people were saying maybe CM Punk.
I could see it.
Pretty much anyone but Logan Paul was people's predictions on who was going to be winning. Well, then John Cena wins, and me and my buddy are like, oh, John Cena won. Never mind. And we totally just didn't even think about it. We're like, no, of course not John Cena. Then we're watching, and John Cena heel turns, and we kind of laughed because we're like, we knew somebody was going to turn heel and work with The Rock, and we kept saying it throughout the whole thing. But the second John Cena won, we just kind of brushed it off like, nope, well, obviously not that one, and then it ended up being that one. So it was kind of funny that even though we knew exactly what was going to happen, we still didn't believe it when it happened.
That's funny.
But yeah, we had a blast with that. And yeah, they made history. I think this is one of the biggest moments in WWE history that I've ever witnessed. Right up there with when The Undertaker lost his WrestleMania streak to Brock Lesnar. I'd say this is right up there. Another cool thing is by the time this comes out, I will have played the new WWE 2K25. It comes out this week. The week before this comes out, but the week of this recording. So I'm excited for that. I can't wait to get into that. There's a lot of cool new game modes. They've made different versions, or they've updated versions of the game to make them a little bit better. So I'm excited to get into that. I'm hoping we can get into more of our Fidget Pro Wrestling and Robrad's Extreme Wrestling. Kind of get a universe mode of that going again. But on to other games that are coming out this month. I'm excited for Assassin's Creed Shadows coming out. And Fidget has some gaming news as well that she'd like to discuss.
So I was scrolling the good old Googs today
Googles.
and saw something about Fortnite. So naturally, I clicked on it and I was like, oh, what are they changing now? And so people who were reported or whatever, like cheating in whatever variety or whatever form, their accounts would get just banned outright. And so I read that they are going to implement that they are going to start they're essentially banned in a sense where they can't play any game mode, and pretty much like the only thing that they can do is chat. And that like ban or whatever you want to call it is for a year. And then, after said year, if they get reported again or if they're cheating or whatever, then their account's going to be permabanned. In a sense, like I feel like that's a good thing. I'm sure those who cheat and mod the game are gonna think that sucks and that oh well that's not fair da 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 da, and it's like okay well then don't cheat, like don't be don't be stupid, like just play a game to have fun, like
because it can't be very much fun cheating all the time. Like even if you're like getting 1,000,000 wins and you're cheating, like it can't be that fun,
right?
Because like you're taking out the whole like effort to get the win, so then it's like what's the even point,
right? And one thing I will say though, like gaming, like especially playing Fortnite, I hate how I get eliminated by someone and they will have like the same exact, like let's say shotgun that I have. Maybe mine will be like a green quality, theirs will be blue, like one step above mine. And then they eliminate me with like one shot. Whereas me, same weapon, it takes 50 shots.
I know. I have the same problem.
And it's like, okay, aimbot much? Like, and like I really try not to get super salty about it, but it's hard, like when it feels like
you're using the exact same weapon, and like I have people always like, well, you got to aim for the head. It's like, what do you think I'm doing? Like, I'll aim for the head, and sometimes it's all right, but most of the times I'm hitting these people for 10 shots, and then I'm getting hit once, and once to 3 times, and it's like I'll have full health, full shield, and I'm like, the heck,
right? And then so I'm trying to not get too mad about that, but when it constantly happens, it's like, okay, come on.
That's why you got to have fun playing the other modes like me and my friends have, because we don't play as much Battle Royale anymore because it's hard to do things anymore on there. And I hear that's the same way on Call of Duty too, where people are hacking and cheating so bad that it ruins the game experience for everybody else. So, it's like, what's the point of playing these games anymore? You get burned out because you don't really, stand a chance.
Right, and so I thought that was an interesting thing, and then you brought up a good point of like, well, what's the point of that? Like they're not, like if their only capability is chatting, their friends are going to be in a game, and it's like I think that's the point,
right?
That they're not going to want to get on it anymore, and like I hope that it stays a year, and then like like a few months from now, like I don't see another article, now they changed it to only 6 months of.
Yeah, I don't know personally, if you go through all the effort to cheat and then you get caught and you get banned, and then it's like all you're allowed to do is chat, like, okay, first off, what makes you want to come back to a game anyways after that? And second off, it's like you really shouldn't be in the game anyways.
Oh, and maybe that's what they're trying to do, is to eliminate people like that, or make it less. Because I feel like no matter what, like...
I feel like any game you play anymore, if you're not playing it local, it's not as fun online anymore. Online has been kind of ruined, in my experience. Like, remember the good old days when Among Us first came out? It was fun. And then it got ruined by people going in there and saying horrible things and trying to get people in trouble on their streams and whatnot. And then the same with Jackbox. It's like, what happened to the good old days where you could just have fun with people? And
Because unfortunately, some people, I'm not generalizing everybody, some people think that is funny, being, like, there's one thing of being, like, off the cuff, like, and then there's, taking it, like, to the extreme of being, like, borderline, like, offensive.
Or extremely offensive.
Right. And it's just sad. Like, I agree that, like we don't even play those games anymore.
Yeah, it's sad because we met on Among Us, but what I like is they have easy chat mode now. So you can still play it now, but the easy chat's really hard to use sometimes. Because you're like, you need something specific, and it's like...
Right. But...
So another cool thing, I was giddy yesterday as of recording this. I got some new merch in the mail. I told you guys that the next time you see me, I'd be wearing one of the Get to Work shirts. First off, I got this RB78 shirt. Everything that you get has a little couples therapy paper in it. So it reminds you about the podcast. But this says RB78 on the front and then on the back. Try not to undress with you guys. Ooh, that was close. On the back, you got this cool Robrad 78. Arm is stuck out, so there you go. Robrad 78 on the back in the cool font.
I like it. It feels really warm
Soft.
on the inside.
It was too warm today. I thought I was running a fever or something. And then, of course, my new merch that a lot of people are most excited about, and I got it in grape color, is the Get to Work. So we're looking at it in reverse, but you guys will see it in normal. And a lot of people were pretty hyped about that today. I got a lot of compliments, and even people liked the sweatshirt and whatnot.
Oh, man. When you got that sweatshirt in the mail yesterday, like, it was a pretty good day out here for us, like, weather-wise, and I literally could not look at it. Like, it was so freaking bright, and I don't know if that was just, like, the combination of, like, the sunlight and that being, like, bright like
orange.
Bright yellow, not orange.
No, it's green. It's safety green.
It's like highlighter-ish kind of.
It's like a road construction crew. They call it safety green.
But it's not green.
It is.
But it's not.
Your eyes need checked because that is totally green.
That is not green.
Green.
That is yellow.
If I seen it, it is.
So yeah, leave your comments below of what color that is. I mean, I don't even.
If you go in the store, it says safety green.
But they're wrong. It's not green. Like, I am looking. It's
definitely green.
Not green.
It's definitely green. Don't show them my chocolate chip stain.
So you're just gonna tell them about it.
I got Scooter's coffee as per tradition here. When we do our pod on the day of, I usually stop at Scooter's on the way home. Already pre-ordered it, and we get some Scooter's coffee. Sometimes we get some cookies, and they're nice and warm, and melted chocolate chips get all over my sweatshirt.
So no.
No clue how. It must have been on my hand or something, because I didn't just rub the cookie on my chest. I swear.
I mean.
But yeah, we love ourselves some Scooters.
Yeah.
And I think they enjoy me coming in there every Tuesday because I think they're starting to recognize me every time. But every time I get there, they're like, "Yeah, come on in. We know who."
Come on through.
Yep. And then right now is they got Leprechaun. It's Leprechaun season because of St. Patty's coming up, which is basically like their Shamrock Shake but with coffee in it. It's so freaking good.
So you think it's going to be around for March?
It's every year. It's around this time.
Oh, well, I'm new here. So.
Not really.
Yeah?
Been here at least a year. I was here last year, too.
Yeah, but did we really get
I did.
Scooter? Yeah, you did.
I did.
Okay, to be fair, it's almost been 2 years since I've been here, but
Yeah. Get on it.
shush, don't.
This is your second March here. Think about that. Crazy.
Yeah,
But,
June 24th.
yeah. Been a crazy almost 2 years.
Yeah, it's definitely been something these last almost 2 years.
So, Fidget sounds like she's got a possible trip in April.
Oh, yes. Me and my sister, stop.
Yeah, I'm telling you to continue. You stopped.
We're chit-chatting a little while ago, and we were talking about me coming out to see her because in November she had my nephew.
How close to your birthday?
It was the Saturday after Black Friday.
Okay, so a little ways away.
So I'm at the
Same month,
beginning.
at least.
I'm the beginning of the month. He's more towards the end of
Yeah.
the month.
So that's cool.
So I need to get in touch with her to make sure
Easy now. Get in touch with her.
I need to get a hold of her to see if she has gotten my tickets, and then once all that's said and done, I need to. I think tomorrow I'm just gonna put in the request for that time off, and I would be leaving on Easter Sunday because apparently, no one will really be flying that day because it's Easter, and so you figure people are gonna be flying before that.
If they'll already be at their houses.
Right. So hopefully it'll be a bit of a cheaper flight, and so I'd be leaving that Easter Sunday and then coming back
So we're gonna need
the 26th.
That month we're gonna need to pre-record a couple episodes. Be a little ahead.
So I'm excited because I have yet to meet my nephew,
Oh yeah.
and so
And I'll be here holding down the fort, paying the bills. But it's what you do sometimes. But yeah, that'll be exciting for you.
yeah, and I'm sure I'll send you pictures of me and the baby.
The baby.
The baby.
Of course, we won't be putting them anywhere on here because we don't put other people's children or anything on social media here because it's not our business. Even if I had a kid, I don't think I would.
I wouldn't.
No. There's a lot of weirdos out there.
Right. No, just so you can see.
No, I get it. I was just explaining to them.
Right.
That's why we don't do that there. Right. Obviously, if we were close to you, friends with you,
that would be different.
You'd be in like a group chat with us.
Right.
Or something. But other than that, no thank you. Just like,
I mean, my sister has social media and she hasn't posted any pictures of her with him, and
understandable.
And I'm very happy that she hasn't, because it's like, that's not, as you just said, there's a bunch of weirdos out in the world. Like, let's not give them.
Plus, those people that usually like post about their kids for attention, it's like, to me, they just come off wrong. It's just like, you should just enjoy the time you have with them. You shouldn't be like, oh, this is a great time, let me get my phone out real quick.
Oh, true, but unfortunately, you know this as well as I do. This is the era that we live in where, unfortunately,
Yeah.
always got your phone, and if, or it's within arm's reach at all times.
Yeah, that's true.
It's sad, but unfortunate.
My eye is dry. I get dry eyes. I will say here, because the winters are really cold, now about this time it starts to warm up, and I get overheated really fast because you build thick skin all through the winter, and then now you got to try to shed that skin and get your skin a little thinner. But I'm in between that. My skin's still too thick, and I'm just getting overheated at work all the time. And with the weather change, What sucks about this time of year in Iowa is it changes like 50 times.
Like
And
it's
then-
doing now.
And then in fall, it will change 50 times. And there's a certain spot where it changes that always gives me allergies and gets me real, like, sickly with mucus and shit. It's really annoying. And Iowa likes to press that button. It's like, oh, we're over there. Now we're over here. Oh, you'll feel fine now, but now we're going to put you back where you won't feel fine. But here we go. Oh.
Right, and just like the past like few days, it's been really nice, like up in like the 50s, and like today, I don't know what the weather was like, but it's raining. It's supposed, and I think it's supposed to be like really super windy tomorrow, and
60
like,
mile per hour wind.
and
60.
you know, probably rainy as well. And I think one of these days it's like supposed to snow at like 6 in the morning or something like that. And it's like, okay, come on, like make up your mind.
Tomorrow's supposed to be a blizzard and 60 mile an hour wind. And I was saying to the guys at work, because I'm wearing really baggy pants, I said, well, if the wind's that strong, I will be flying to work. Be like one of those suits with the fly suits.
Be a flying squirrel.
Yeah, but with my pants. That'd be a weird spot to fly. Be like, hold on. It's like when you put on flippers, or like those scuba diving flippers or whatever. Sometimes they float, but you don't. So then it like floats you upside down. Happened to my
Yeah,
cousin.
you're face down, your feet are like sticking out, and you're like, wait a minute, this is not supposed to happen.
When we were little, it happened to my cousin. He was trying on my flippers, and he couldn't get them off either. So he's like hanging upside down. He's like, help, help. Like they were floating him up, but they were like forcing him down too.
That's funny.
And then he ended up going into the deep end, and this lady lifeguard came in and saved him. And
he was still wearing them?
Yeah, he was still wearing them. He was trying to get them off, but she came out and saved him. And then he got off to the shore because she helped drag him that way or whatnot. And all I remember his reaction being is, well, I'm never wearing those dang things again. And he threw them off, but he's like, but that was kind of fun because the lady was good looking or whatnot. He's like, but I won't do that again. That almost killed me.
That's funny.
But yeah, so that was a funny story about when I was a kid. I will say, when I was a kid, I had a protective stepmom who liked to be very in control. She was probably the exact definition of a Karen. So,
Oof.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
And one of the first things she did when we got to the swimming pool was she laid down the law of what was going down. She said, all right, I'm just letting you guys know, you can only swim in the shallow end. This is what you can do, this and that. Do not go off the diving board, because the diving board was obviously on the deep end or whatnot. And after she finally got done with her whole spew and we were able to go, I was like, gotcha. First thing I did is I walked over to the line of the diving board, jumped off it, looked right her in the eye and said, whoop. She's like, get down now. I said, okay, and jumped off.
She never specified how, though, so that was on her.
She didn't think I could, swim, but it's like, I was one of those people, like, if I can't swim, see ya.
You're funny.
I am not, I will do anything not to listen to that. But that was just how I was as a kid.
Still
I was
are.
not going to listen to somebody that I did not respect. So, we got a lot of exciting things coming up. I want to get back into the stream world. We haven't done it really in a while. I think the new WWE game will really help. I still haven't streamed since the new Fortnite season came out. But I've been having fun playing. I've been doing a lot of festival with my friends. I don't know, we just like playing the songs. And we're just having a good old time.
One of these days, I'm going to have to join you guys.
Yeah. Always welcome. And anybody else is always welcome. Again, link will be down below for the Discord. I think we got like 24 people in there, not a whole lot of people. It's pretty exclusive right now. If you want to be part of the exclusiveness, the link will be down below.
The exclusivity.
Yeah. And, just chat up in the general chat. If you got any gaming, there's a gamers lounge area. And yeah, we'll set up something. Usually free on weekends for me. Fidget's free on Mondays and Tuesdays. Obviously, unless something's going on.
Right.
I never quite understood the people that are like, oh, you didn't get a hold of me right away, this and that, or I want to do something, but you didn't. Like, how can you not, when you send a message, how can you not, like, preconceive notice that, like, oh, they might be busy right now? Like, who goes into a conversation that they're starting assuming that, like, they're going to get a hold of me right away?
Right.
And
I
then,
mean, when half the time when I text people, it's like there, several things go through my mind. It's like either they're not near their phone, they're, occupied, whether it be shower, going to the bath, whatever, or they're busy.
yeah. Yeah, they get back, they don't.
Then if they don't get back to me, if like a couple hours go by and I still haven't heard something, I'll be like, hello, question mark, question
I'll
mark.
see, I'm not that way. I literally will wait days, months, years. Be like, well, that person never replied back to me, so
Yeah,
on
but
to another friend.
sometimes though you gotta put forth, because I've had it where someone has texted me. I had every intention of responding right then and there, and then it'll be like 2 hours before I respond, and it's like, oh crud, like
That's
I
2
was gonna
hours.
do that, but
That's different.
or I love it when I'm texting with someone, and like they say something, and then like I type out a message that flows with what they say.
Yeah.
Thought I sent it. A few minutes later, look, that's why they never replied, because I didn't send it. So then I just end up deleting the message.
Yeah, because it's too late.
Right, like the timing's off.
Yeah, I've done that with you before where it's like, and then like, I don't understand it about at my work. I'll have full bars, but then I can't send anything. Like today at lunch, I was texting Fidget, and then all of a sudden I couldn't text her anymore.
That's weird.
And it was like it was right towards the end of my break too. Like I was sending a message, and I was like, "Hey, I'll send when it sends." But
Did it ever?
I don't think it did.
Oh.
But yeah, that was interesting factoid
Yeah.
that I deal with all the time, and I think she's gotten used to it. If message ain't going through, she just knows it's not me. It's the dang signal in there.
Well, and
I think it has to do with half the people are all on their phones at the same time, and then I personally think that there's blockers inside the place, because it's weird that the second you step out of the building, there's perfect, like you can do whatever you want with your phone. So
if you're gonna have blockers, then why have Wi-Fi?
they don't.
Or
I mean, they have it for the company, obviously, but this isn't discussion that we need to talk about on here. I just wanted to say the blocker thing. It is what it is. I don't really need to be on my phone at work anyways. I'm not one of those people that really gets on my phone very often, obviously, to record this podcast. But someday we would like to upgrade our whole setup. I would like to get a whole, like, desk computer, and me and her looked at prices of like GoPros and stuff like that. Obviously, we'd like to do cooler videos than just the podcast. Where the podcast is like our weekly like journal, basically, things that we want to talk about, stuff that we find interesting. If we find some news and topics that we want to talk about, of course we'll bring them up again in the future. We just haven't done really much research on topics lately. And so we don't have those little topics that we were doing the last couple of weeks before. But it's been, fun just having these little conversations. I recently found out that there's going to be a Shrek 5 coming out. That'll be cool. A lot of people are giving it hate because they look a little different. But honestly, I don't think it's that bad. Like, of course they got older, but it sounds like so DreamWorks got bought out by Illumination or something like that. So I guess now they're teamed up with Illumination. So they had to do a little bit of a difference on it or something like that. There's something in the works about that. I don't know the whole facts, but it looks a little different. But it's definitely not as bad as like the original Sonic before they upgraded the Sonic.
So, like, what's it going to be about? Because, like, we had, like, the first one, and then I know there was, like...
It's supposed to be more modern. So, like, Zendaya plays their daughter, but their daughter's, like, a teenager or whatever. And basically, like, they get stuck on, like, apps and stuff. And then Shrek realizes that there's a bunch of Snapchat filters of him and TikToks about him and stuff like that. So he's like, ah!
Oh, so they're really trying to make it, like...
Modern, yeah.
Nowadays type stuff.
Yeah. So I think it'll be... I'll definitely see it. You know, you got Mike Myers, Eddie Murphy, Cameron Diaz. For sure in that.
Oh, they're still doing that then, huh?
Yeah, they got all three main characters.
So do you think that this is going to be, like, the last one? Because, in a sense, like, I'm kind of hoping because it's, like...
A lot of people say the second one was the best one, and they should have just ended on that one. But I like them all. You know, we watch a lot of animated shows around here. And lately, we've been watching the Wreck-It Ralphs. I don't know. I like those movies. They're cool. I'm not afraid to say it. I like these shows. They're kind of fun to watch. You know, they always have a good message or whatnot. And, yeah, I'll be down to watch it. You know, if it's not that great, I'll stick through it. I've watched all the other 1 through 4, so I'm not going to end on not knowing what happens in the 5th one.
Right. I mean, I'll watch it, too, whether it be, like, we go to the movies or... Eventually, I end up watching it on, like, YouTube or something. Only because of my work schedule, you know. But, I don't know. Like, I'm going to go into it with an open mind, like I generally do with movies.
Yeah.
You know, I don't really listen or care what, like, critics say.
Not to go full circle, but... Yesterday, as of the recording of this, we were watching Raw, and there was a bit of a shock factor there too, the main event. And somebody won that we did not expect was going to win. Io Sky being the world heavyweight women's champion. I'm so happy for her. I think she had a really good year. It's going to be interesting. I wonder if they're going to make a triple threat for the for the women's world heavyweight. I wonder if Rhea Ripley is going to fight her way to be into that no matter what. But I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I'm glad they're doing something with Io Sky because I was a little worried that she was getting faded out a little. But, you know, between that and the shock factor of John Cena, it makes me wonder if they're just doing shock factors just to be, to show the chat that they don't know what they're talking about. So it's going to be one of those things where every time somebody predicts something, they do the opposite. So now people are going to be like, I predict that no matter what, I won't be world champion. And they're like, guess what? You in the crowd. Come on. We're going to make you world champion. I'm going to do that for me. I know I'll never be WWE champion. But yeah. It's just kind of been a good time to watch wrestling.
I mean, I like Io Sky. I like Rhea. But, you know, I'm learning, you know, slowly over the years that they do this kind of stuff for a reason.
Yeah.
You know,
it all builds up
they
to something.
had Io win the belt for a reason.
Sure.
What that reason is, personally, I don't know. I mean, you might have an idea. Not trying to put words in your mouth, but, you know.
Yeah. You know, they reward hard workers and people that get the fans going. And I think last year was her year, other than Liv Morgan and Nia Jax. So, you know, it's just one of those things where they're like, we want someone new. And, you know, it's one of those things where, like, they have too many, like, long reigns anymore. It's time to have a couple of spurts because back in the Attitude Era, they were jumping champions all the time. But a lot of people look back at the time as like one of the greatest times ever. And that's how you make people, historic in that WWE universe.
So do you want them to kind of start doing something like that again?
Every once in a while, yes. I think some people just become dead weight because they don't ever do anything with them. So I would like some more randomness, and we're finally getting some. I think Triple H is finally getting comfortable in his setting, so now he can kind of start working on things a little bit. But yeah, exciting time for us. I don't know if there's much more we want to talk about. I know we both tried this new Viking Berry Monster Juice. Pretty good. Pretty good.
I like it.
Yeah, and then we tried the purple Red Bull. It's like grapefruit and blossom.
Grapefruit blossom. Don't know what the blossom is, but
Blossom.
You definitely do taste the grapefruit.
We're still rocking the Lotuses.
Oh, yeah.
Those are so good.
I think I'm really going to try, just for me, to try and cut back on the Red Bulls, and if I want one, to grab a Lotus instead.
Yeah, I feel better drinking those than I do the Red Bulls.
Well,
I don't feel so sluggish.
For me, it's just like I feel like they're not doing anything anymore for me. Because I'll go through a time where like I'll drink them.
Yep.
And, first one in a really long while, like, oh yeah, I feel it. And then like with anything, I feel like you build up a tolerance to it, but I'm never going to be one of those people who drinks like 3 in a day or like 5 in a day because I really don't need my heart exploding. No, we don't need your heart exploding either.
I've already had like 5 today.
No, you didn't.
Actually, pretty close.
No, you didn't.
You count the coffee, the Lotus I had today, this Monster.
That's only 3. But
3 more than...
But, so, like, once we get through what we have, I think I'm gonna, try and cut back. And, I don't know, like, I feel...
No, you don't have to drink them. I can take them.
No, I'll drink... No.
Because I don't have that natural energy.
I don't have energy either.
We're still rocking the Villainous game. We like playing that.
Oh, yeah. Once I got into playing with Robred and Mama Brad that one time, it came back to me, and it's really fun because like I don't think they're necessarily expansions. I think they're pretty much like a standalone game, each one. And it's cool because like each one, you got different characters, and then they have like their own like little like storyline or like mission or quest or whatever objective. That's the word I was looking for.
But yeah, it's kind of cool
that you have to complete. Like I was playing as Lady Tremaine, and you have to marry off one of her daughters to the prince. And, there was, like, certain stipulations where it's like you couldn't have, like, certain things on the board, and you had to do this and whatever. It sounds a lot, but it's fun.
Mama Brad was playing as King Candy from Wreck-It Ralph. That's what kind of got me into wanting to watch those again. That, and I have been wanting to watch them for a while. I don't know, something about Wreck-It Ralph, he kind of gives me Shrek vibes. Kind of. Like a minuscule.
Because they're both not liked.
They're both not liked. They're big, and they're just kind of not afraid to be themselves. I was playing as Shere Khan from The Jungle Book, and I will say that I want to watch The Jungle Book again. I don't know why. Actually, I do know why. But there's so many cool characters, and I can't wait for more. And they do Star Wars expansions, and they do Marvel expansions. We played some of the Marvel, but we haven't done Star Wars at all yet, because we don't have one yet. But someday in the future, we will for sure do that.
One I'm excited for is, aren't we getting the one with Oogie Boogie?
Yeah, that's coming tomorrow as of this recording.
And isn't Radigan in that one too?
No.
No, different one.
Oogie Boogie's by himself, standalone.
Oh, it's just him.
Yeah, and he glows in the dark, and his board glows in the dark a little.
Does it?
But we also have another rare one coming on Thursday. So as of the recording, or when the episode before this comes out, we will have Oogie Boogie, and the next day we're going to get one of the rarer ones that's more expensive, but we found it cheaper. I did some looking in, found a good place to get it. But I'm excited to play as Pete from Steamboat Willie, the first ever villain. And all of his cards are in black and white, and his board's in black and white.
That's cool.
So, and then it's got Corilla DeVille, and it has Mother Gothel from Tangled.
I feel like playing these characters, like we should like watch like the movie that they're from.
Oh, for sure. It makes you want to. Because you're making your own story. What you're basically doing is you're doing the opposite of the storyline from the movies. So imagine if King Candy from Wreck-It Ralph in the very first Wreck-It Ralph movie, if you haven't seen it, first off, check it out. Imagine if he got the glitch on Vanellope and she wasn't able to finish the race. That's that part of it. Lady Tremaine, imagine if she got one of her daughters to marry the prince instead of Cinderella. And then, of course, Shere Khan, imagine if I defeated Mowgli, which is pretty gruesome of a story. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool. And like each one of you is going through your own storyline and trying to fight it. And sometimes it's really easy to win. Sometimes it's like, oh my God, this is going to be forever. And so far from the Marvel ones, it's been pretty hard it takes forever. But I will say Shere Khan's pretty easy to win with. Once we got going.
Well, and I feel like if your deck is shuffled, I felt like when I was playing that like my deck was working against me because at one point you were
really close at one point.
Your hand, you have 4 cards, and I kid you not, I had 2 of one of the same card and 2 of different. So I literally had 4 of the same, and it's like, well, these aren't really helping. So I was hoping that I would get one where it'd be like, oh,
yeah,
shuffle your deck, blah blah blah, and it's like,
nope.
No, like the one I needed to get the glass slipper off of the board was the cane. Yeah. So like the guy like trips and breaks the shoe or whatever. And that was like towards the bottom of the deck.
Of course.
Well, I had it in my hand at the beginning, like when we first started playing, and like I got rid of it. And then
didn't realize how important it was until you'd already thrown it away.
Well, not only that, but it's like, why are you going to be keeping a card that you might not need when you could potentially,
right,
have a different card that you're going to need? But yeah, no, at one point I felt like I was pretty close. Like I had the one in her ball gown. I just needed to get rid of like all the freaking heroes on the board. And which is hard because it's like I don't have, like on yours, how you had the Vanquish symbols, I don't. So I'm like, well, what do I do to defeat the people? Yeah,
and it's one of those things where you got to keep doing more research to figure out characters. And what's kind of cool about it, one thing I don't understand, it's 10 and up, but like try explaining this game to a 10-year-old.
Or if you're playing with a 10-year-old, you just kind of make your own rules.
Yeah.
I would think.
I think it's one of those games where, like, we're just going to have our own fun with it. It's our little own private fun. And I don't think it'll ever be one of those things where we record ourselves playing it because we're going to get a lot of people on there probably telling us, oh, you ain't doing this right, you ain't doing that.
I mean, like, it would be nice to be like, oh, hey, like...
I would just like to play with somebody that knows what they're doing and they could teach us, but I wouldn't want to put stuff on the internet just for people to be like a bunch of hate.
Right.
I don't need to be called an idiot. I know I'm an idiot.
You're not an idiot.
First off, these banana chips are thebomb.com. Thank you to my friend giving those to us.
Kaiser.
We also had some people buy it from the merch store, so thank you for that.
Woohoo!
Again, awesome stuff in there. There'll be a link down below for the Robrad 78 store.
And I will be getting a Get to Work shirt here in the future.
Heck yeah.
Near future.
Probably get a Fidget Pro Wrestling sweatshirt or something.
Yeah. We'll
But
see.
it's exciting. I appreciate everyone that's been buying stuff so far. And you get, like I said, you get a cool little couples therapy paper with it to kind of remind you, hey, don't forget about the podcast. Discord's always open. Here we're looking for subscribers. Still got that 300 watch party.
Yeah. So if you like what you have seen, or, please give us a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.
And we got other content as well, so you can always look into that stuff too.
Yeah.
Eventually, when we get more subscribers and we get, a better setup and all that, we do plan on doing more crazy stuff. I'd like to do some fun stuff like we see on YouTube. A lot of those cool stuff that we watch. I know I watch a lot of guys that do cool challenges and stuff. And I wouldn't mind doing that. And I also wouldn't mind doing a lot of gaming challenges with Fidget as well. Which is another reason why I want to get on Twitch more and stream more. So I can get out some more live streams to you guys here. They won't be live on here, but it'll be nice to have like a rewatch version of it on here. And it seems like when I do that, a preview of it on here, it seems like we get a good amount of people watching. It's kind of funny because I'll just set it on preview and then it'll be going off like around the time that I'm at lunch or whatnot. It'll start at that time and then like there'll be like 10 people watching or something. And it's like, that's kind of cool. People are watching my video while I'm at work. Working. Just know if you see a preview, I'm probably not in there. I'm just working, but hopefully you enjoy it and feel free to talk amongst each other. But yeah, I think that's about all we have. Fidget, you want to show them your cool phone background?
Background or?
That. It's her favorite Pokemon, Charizard.
And what's cool is with the case that I bought, you just snap it in, and you can buy
Multiple.
different plates that just snap right in, and I also get the MagSafe, so because I have to snap it in.
I will say that
So yeah,
before we go, we want to tell you guys thank you for watching. If you made it this far, obviously. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, comment down below. We have a blast doing this. Again, it's just like a weekly journal for us. And we appreciate you guys listening. Are we ready to sign out?
I do believe so.
All right, there's only one way to get rid of you guys. That's to say much love. Peace.